This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Click, what's going on? What do you got for us?
Hey, John. Well, I've got something about my thoughts about a series I've been reading for a little while now. Well, not really a little while, but like almost like 4 years, it seems like 5 years actually. It's like because wow, it's like not only did like COVID like really put out it's like delays for like all sorts of comics, but also like all sorts of like specialist comics that were like being authored by like one specific individual. I'm talking about Ta-Nehisi Coates. It's like work on Black Panther. Now, flashback to like the year of our Lord 2016. It's like, and we were all getting ready for like Captain America: Civil War, which among other things was set to introduce one one T'Challa to the like Marvel Cinematic Universe, or like T'Challa like as he was portrayed in Captain America Civil War. It's like the son of the King of Wakanda, T'Chaka. It's like, and how things kind of went sideways for him after his father was killed in an assassination attempt that was framed that was forced on Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. But it's like the short version is that 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 T'Chaka's T'Challa's introduction to the Marvel Cinematic Universe went over really well. It's like, and Chadwick Boseman like acquitted himself quite well in the role. It's like, so basically everyone was kind of like primed for like a brand new Black Panther series. It's like, and well, it's like when it came to like giving everyone like a new Black Panther series, like Marvel was looking to like do something like reach beyond its usual staple of writers. It's like, in fact, this was coming at like after Jonathan Hickman had been using the character to a great effect in his Avengers storyline, following up on the it's like on it's like on it's like on Namor's like flooding of Wakanda. It's like, and playing up the rivalry that the two had. It's like as members of the Illuminati. It's like as they were trying to save like Marvel save the Marvel universe from it's like let's see from the it's like from the incursions from other worlds in the multiverse. And it was as like Hickman was delivering his big Uber storyline. It's like, and especially when we got to like the Secret Wars part of the arc, where like the Marvel universe has been destroyed, and like Doctor Doom had basically been trying to like enclose his hands over like what was left. That Coates basically like, expresses admiration for what Hickman was trying to do. And when it's like a well respected author who had who had accumulated a large readership in the pages of the Atlantic and through his books, including the National Book Award winning Between the World and Me. It's like, well, when he says like, hey, it's like, I like what you're doing, Marvel. Like Marvel is kind of akin to saying, hey, sir, you've got your own audience. We'd like some part of that as well. And so that's kind of how it's like how Coates wound up writing the new Black Panther series that debuted in 2016. And his first arc was a 12-issue epic called A Nation Under Our Feet. And this these and while this series like launched to like blockbuster sales, like 300,000 issue copies for the first issue. It's like, because like, man, it's like you told me like, hey, a Black Panther comic was going to sell 300,000 copies in the year of our Lord 2016. I told you, hey, pull the other one, sir. But no, it's like this is like a blockbuster launch, and like this is where I'd love to say that it's like the storyline itself was like genuinely inspired, but no, no, it was not. In fact, Coates's run over the course of Black Panther is one that basically like showcases like the problems when you've got like a writer from coming from another medium, like we're coming into the realm of comics. A Nation Under Our Feet, like even at 12 issues, feels its length. It's like, and it's basically the story of T'Challa basically trying to get his get his house in order. It's like after after revolutionary aspects from nefarious means, such as the vegetation controller, like Tetu, and the it's like in the mind controller Zenzi. It's like they're like that's kind of like a decent enough like plot for like hey, it's like you're fighting against like like these people who are trying to like take your kingdom. That's okay, that's fine. But then you've also got like the members like of the it's like of the Door of the Malage, the like the elite guard to the it's like to the king of Wakanda. It's like also it's like feeling left out as well, because one of them it's like went out on a it's like on a vigilante mission to kill some slavers, but now she's like facing the wrath of the it's like the royal court. And it's like after her girlfriend rescues her, it's like, well, like now they're kind of like at odds with like the king with the like with the throne of Wakanda as well. And at the same time, though, it's like T'Challa is also dealing with what happened to his sister Shuri. It's like and she's left in stasis after the events of time runs out, when it's like when Thanos and his Black Order came to take over it's like Wakanda. So this is an arc that has like that sounds like it has a lot of stuff like going on with it, and then it brings in like guys like Ezekiel Stane to like to troll T'Challa as well. But at the same time, this isn't an arc that feels like it was like like telling like very action heavy. It's like it's basically a lot of talk about the future of it's like of Wakanda, its throne. It's like the memory, it's like the memory plane, it's like the Jala. It's like and what like Shuri is doing there. It's like there's lots and lots of talk. It's like and it really like feels it's like its length and like and the depth of exposition that's going on here. It's like artists Brian Stelfreeze and Chris Sprouse, like they do good stylish work. It's like in the course of this, but they aren't quite able to like elevate this like the level of talk that's going on here, because it kind of feels like that Coates came in here with the idea of like, hey, I want to turn Wakanda from a monarchy into a democracy. It's like, and he does kind of do that, but like his the fact that he's like like a prose author transitioning to a comics writer like a setup, you really feel this as the series, like as this first arc goes on here. And really it's like A Nation Under Our Feet is like easily the weakest of his arcs on here. Like, and it's also like really underscored when, well, it's like if you buy this arc, definitely buy the like the hardcover edition that contains all three of the three volumes, the first three volumes of this series, because in order to pad out the length, because Marvel doesn't like releasing like like 4-issue trade collections, which they should have just done this like two 6-issue collections, but they did like 3 4-issue collections, and each of these collections are padded out by past issues like from the Black Panther's history. The most damaging of which, though, is in the final volume, when you get like bits from Jonathan Hickman's like Avengers run, specifically the Time Runs Out portion. It's like, and you get to see like, okay, this is how you do dialogue driven superhero stories, where the action, it's like it's played out like through like what everyone's insinuating here. It's like, and it just shows you in that, it's like, and what Hickman does is just in the issues that they compile for the final, like for volume 3, it's like they're just like so much better than what you get from what Coates is doing there, that it's kind of like, man, it's like you should have picked something else. Should have given us another classic Panther adventure from the 70s or so. But that was only the first arc, because the second arc, titled Avengers of the New World, is also a 12 issue arc. It's like, and it basically asks a question of like, well, it's like, what were the gods of Wakanda doing? It's like when it's like, like in like over the course of the first arc, because we word that like things are like going wrong throughout Wakanda. Like there's drought, famine, all that good stuff. But it turns out that hey, like and then when we start off like this new arc, we find out that like demons from Wakanda's past are also being like brought back as well. And T'Challa realizes that hey, it's like none of the old gods like the Orisha, it's like are present. So what is going on here? So he has to find a way to deal with like these like the advent of these new problems, like while also finding out just what happened to the old gods. Oh, best of all though is that he has to do this while dealing with his ex-wife. That would be Storm of the X-Men. It's like, and I like the way that that Coates writes their relationship. It's like like they've got their issues, but they're basically portrayed as like two people who genuinely love each other and like want to do right by each other. So it's actually cool to see them like working together. It's like, and also like to have Storm like give like play lay out her powers in a way that she's like basically being regarded as a god. It's like in Wakanda. It's like basically they're saying like, yeah, we know that that your marriage was annulled by the king, like in a previous storyline, but hey, we still love you. It's like, and it's cool to see like Storm just like just live up to her A-list power status here. And in fact, like Avengers of the New World is definitely an improvement over Nation, like under our feet. But there's still like lots of like exposition. It's like and talk here that just kind of feels like it's like, oh, it's like just kind of like I'm waiting to get to the good stuff here. I mean, Coates does a better job of getting to the good stuff here. It's like, and he's aided he's aided here by art from like Still Freeze is out at this point because even though he's good, he's not a book a month guy. Alfredo Torres illustrates like most of the first volume with Chris Sprouse checking in for for a couple of issues, and Sprouse illustrates in like one issue in the subsequent volume. But most of those are handled by Leonard Kirk, and it's also like in like this one is probably like one of the most superhero centric of them because like I said, we bring in Storm, but we also get to deal with Ezekiel Stain again. It's like, and also like one of Black Panther's key arch enemies, Ulysses Claw, like the Sonic villain, it's like who is like trying to obtain all the vibranium in Wakanda, but is also doing so in order to resurrect his dead sister here as well. It's like, and I like that Coates gives Claw, it's like a more human, it's like motive for his villainy, like in this arc, and that's good. I also like the fact that there's one issue where that is like essentially like a silent one, and that's kind of that plays out it's like really well. Just like he Coates and Leonard Kirk work really well. It's like together to to let you know like what's going on in the issue, give like a nice tense storyline as one of the Dora Milaje has to break in to it's like Two Claw's stronghold, like just to break out of the prison and then break into their stronghold to rescue her girlfriend. And that's pretty strong work right there. But it does kind of fall apart a bit at the end when we find out that, oh well, like Claw wasn't the real villain of this storyline. It was actually the adversary, which okay, it's like I get what you're trying to do right here. It's being standard comic stuff when you realize that, oh no, it's not this guy that was a real threat. It's this other guy who is like, even more of a threat. And it's fine. But it's like it's the Avengers of the New World is, like I said, it's an improvement over like the previous storyline, but it's not quite in the level to say that, hey, it's like this series is like something I'm going to recommend to everyone and tell that they should get. Well, because it turns out that that after that, well, it's like there must have been some rethinking, like after after Avengers of the New World, it's like, and on the eve of the release of the Black Panther movie, it's like Marvel and Coates must have like had some kind of like head to head and thought like, okay, so what can we do in order to really take this storyline to the next level? And I like to think that like Coates basically came back to Marvel and said, hey, you know what? I got an idea. We're gonna send T'Challa out into space. We're gonna tell the story of the Wakanda shuttles that he launched in it's like in Jonathan Hickman's run. It's like, and it turns out that these that that this storyline like would be the best one yet. This, in fact, like this, like when I read the first volume of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, it's like I thought, wow, this is actually really good. This is like it's like all it's like what's being done here is actually like more entertaining. It's like and gripping and engaging than what anything that Coates has done so far to this point. Yes, it's kind of like it is a bit confusing at first because it starts off with like with T'Challa and his memory's been stripped. He's amnesiac and he's trying to figure out what's been done, like what's been done to him, like as he's like basically a slave in an out. It's like it's like in a colony like out in the outer reaches of the universe, and he's rescued. Then he's rescued by members of these of this resistance fighters called the Maroons, because the Maroons are fighting against this intergalactic empire of Wakanda. Because you see, it's like, and this is something that's eventually made clear later on. Well, the T'Challa had basically had a pet project to figure out just where did vibranium come from, and so he launched like these shuttles to find out to find out where it did at the end of Hickman's it's like Avengers run, very end of Secret Wars, if you're if you want to be specific about it. And the thing is though, it's like due to the effects of of time dilation as they jumped, well, it's like these shuttles jump 2,000 years back in time. And so when they reached that point in the universe where they're trying to go, well, things were not good for them, and so they basically were forced to fight a defensive war that soon became a conquestive war that soon spawned an empire that lorded over 5 different star systems. It's like in the far reaches of the universe for 2,000 years. And so when T'Challa, was just worried that, hey, I had not heard anything back from these people that I had sent out into the far reaches of space. Well, I'm going to go out with my best bud, Eden Fessy, also known as the Avenger Manifold, the guy who can teleport stuff over in infinite spaces, mostly through questions of need. It's like, well, they're going out to the far reaches to find out what happened, and well, it's like, well, they were initially welcomed by the Empire. Eventually, it's like they T'Challa found out just what the Empire was based on. It's like, because they basically this idea of Wakanda as it's a great it's a great black society that is the best of everyone. Well, it's been built on back of slavery for the last 2,000 years. They're the Wakandans are basically stripped its servants of their memories in order to make them more complacent, and that worked for a good long while until they did to T'Challa, because hey, even stripped of his memory, it's like he is still a fighter, he is still a liberator, and he's not going to take things lying down. And that's what we get from the first volume, and it's aided by some really great art from Daniel Acuna, who is really one of my favorite artists from Marvel. It's because I love his lush painterly style. I mean, it doesn't look like your average superhero stuff. It's and I just and just the level of detail that he brings to his work. It's just it's so great. It's great to look at. I mean, even when he's being rushed, it's in certain parts, it's still I still like looking at his stuff. It's great work, and he's the main artist through 3 of these volumes. The second of which is done by Kev Walker, who basically runs with his more detailed cartoonist style that he'd been developing in the course of hey, Jonathan Hickman's Avengers issues, and also Kieron Gillen's Dr. Aphra issues as well. It's like, and it's that his work is great. It's like as are the the issue the standalone issues from Jen Bartel well, talking the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda starts in like volume 6 of the series, and she does and Bartel does standalone issues in 6 and 7. Chris Sprouse comes back doing like a standalone issue in volume 8. And they do good work. It's like they're basically like doing like the backstory of like how did the Empire get this way, because it turns out that it's current king Najadaka, who, if you might remember that, hey, that's also the name of Killmonger. It's like Black Panther's nemesis. Well, this guy has what is it? It's like he's got his own ambitions as well. It's like he's not Killmonger, but he's definitely like realizes that, hey, like even if I'm not like meant to be, even if I'm meant to be the steward of this empire, I want to run it myself. But the thing is, though, is that even though like the goddess Bast has anointed him the caretaker, like she's not going to like turn it over to him like willingly until it's like he finds a way to do this in the first volume, which is really cool because it shows that that Coates also has an awareness of what's going on in like the Marvel universe, because it turns out that, well, it's like Jadaka is able to get his hands on a symbiote. And when I say symbiote, I mean, yeah, like something like Venom. So, and that's basically like, how he was able to usurp Bast's rule. It's like, and like basically become the the leader of the empire itself, and also to condemn T'Challa to slavery. But these these final 4 volumes, it's like, are basically the best of Coates' run. It basically shows that he's learned from like the from doing the first 25 issues of his run. It's like he realizes, hey, you know what? This is what you do in order to like tell quality superhero comics. You need to like give it like a big like a big solid high concept in order to like put your hero through a big challenge to like show you what the main character can do. It's like, and all, but it's also like paired against like his own social leaning as well, because like it's just telling us about how an empire can like thrive like when it like strips its its subjects of its workforce of its memory. It's like, and it's like in this works. It's like it's very entertaining. It's like he does a good job of of showing like the mind wipe T'Challa's growth, from slave to hero to back to the man he used to be. It's like, and it also but it also shows him asking like questions like, how could I not know what my what kind of empire was doing? But that's because they had 2,000 years to perfect the idea that hey, we're an empire. We're not running this on slavery. No, not really. It's like it's very good. It's very entertaining. And if I'm going to ding it for anything, I would have liked to have seen more of like what day-to-day life was like for these for the Empire of Wakanda. Like, just show what's it like for the average person, because like we're told that hey, it's like it's a party every day, man. And like and even then, like some are still willing to join the Maroons in their fight against the Jadaka. But I would have liked to have seen like more about what the what the average life was like for the average citizen, of the unknowing citizen of the Empire of Wakanda. Like, and also it's like more could have been done with Najadaka as well. And I'm not just talking about Emperor Najadaka. I'm talking about the actual one that comes back, because, well, it wouldn't be a Black Panther story, I guess, if he didn't have to confront Killmonger again, and that's what happens in the mainly in the final volume, which it's like I mean, like this. I like the fact that Killmonger is basically like presented as being it's like someone who is it's like someone who is like at odds with the way he was brought back, because basically the symbiote is able to resurrect him, but it also is in the symbiote is also enthralled to the to Emperor Najatika's memory, and so like you've got like Killmonger versus like this Najatica in a symbiote. And I like like seeing like villains struggle, but at the same time like see this like brought up in like the final volume. It's kind of like, yeah, I wanted like this threat to be like I wanted like more there. It's like I wanted like like a longer like setup between like the hero and his main villain. It's like in his main antagonist. So, but the final volume actually does a good job of of giving us like a nice big climax to the story. It's now that it's after like T'Challa has made it back to Earth. Well, he's got to deal with like this empire that is coming to it's like coming to destroy everyone on the planet, and it's basically like every major African American superhero. It's like in the Marvel universe is being called on to like to fight here, because that's basically all they need, and it's pretty great. It's like I like the next to last issue, which is basically a it's close to a silent issue, as I guess Prodigy marshals the like all the different threats that all the different resources that T'Challa has amassed like against the against the Empire, and it's pretty great. And Acuna's art is solid here, and as is Ryan Bodenheim's work, like in this final volume. It's like he's, even though like the cover credits are mistaken, because while because Chris Sprouse and Carl Story like contributed to the previous volume, it's Ryan Bodenheim who like contributes to several issues here, along with Brian Stelfreeze, who comes back like for the final issue. It's like after help deal with the fallout. But this yeah, but overall it's like I think like I said, there are some issues like I wish I had known more about the Empire itself. I wish there'd been more setup with the fight with with Killmonger. But overall it's like I think that that like Coates, Acuna, it's like and Boonheim do a good job of selling like this big epic fight as a closeout to Coates's run. And if I'm being honest, it's like I think that you really only need to read like these final four volumes, because I mean, yeah, it's like reading everything that came before. Like Coates does bring in like bits from it to like to show you that hey, it's like he hadn't forgotten about what he had been doing like for the first 2 years. But I think that like what's being done here in the final four volumes, it's it's really, you can enjoy it on its own terms. Yes, reading the first five volumes, it's like will give you some context for like the characters like that are involved here, but it's these final four volumes I think that that Coates really hits his stride as a writer. And in telling an epic Black Panther story for the ages. Maybe it's not quite like the definitive Black Panther story, but it's very entertaining. It's like, and I do recommend it to people who are looking for a good story about the character. So yeah, there's that. It's like I enjoyed those final four volumes. 5 volumes that came before, kind of iffy on those. But in Galactic Empire of Wakanda, it's like we get a good solid Black Panther story from those 4 volumes right there.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. So it sounds like a recommend from you.
Volumes 1 through 5, not so much. Volumes 6 through 9, definitely.
Okay. All right. Do you know what you're going to be talking about next time?
It's like it could be anything, it could be nothing, but it's probably going to be Grant Morrison's run on Green Lantern.
All right. And we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Laters.